Are you thinking about taking on a new job or position, but you're reluctant to do it because it's unique? You don't know anyone who's done that sort of work before. Being a pioneer isn't easy, but you don't have to do it on your own. Dr. Norm Davis is the author of a book called The Black Quarterback Syndrome. He's here to tell us more. Norm, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well, Danny.
Let's talk a little bit about your book, The Black Quarterback Syndrome. Now, what does this have to do with being a pioneer in the workplace?
Well, what I do is I use the metaphor of the black quarterback syndrome, and most people, or many people, know that there was a time when blacks were not chosen to be the leaders on football teams. They were put in running back positions, defensive positions, and so forth. And many blacks even opted not to try to be a quarterback or try to be a leader because of that. But my book does not whine about this. It simply uses the metaphor to acknowledge that today we have black quarterbacks in professional football and so forth, but I still see that anytime any person happens not to be like the prototype of the kind of people that have been in that position previously, they face some extra challenges. And so I talk specifically about some of the things that they can do. But as an example of someone that might be in the black quarterback syndrome, recently I flew a Delta flight from Connecticut down to Atlanta. And I got so excited because there was a woman pilot. She was about 5'5", and I said, gee, can I take my picture with you? And I told her about my book and so forth. The reality is that maybe 10 years ago, if she were to try to become a pilot at Delta, she'd have extra pressure. In fact, she could still have extra pressure today. And I have not yet seen a weather person do the weather from a wheelchair, but I don't see any reason why a person couldn't. And should that person be given the opportunity, they probably are going to feel extra pressure. I did find that there was a weather woman in Denver a few years ago, but unfortunately she's deceased now. So those are a couple of examples of how people can face what I call the black quarterback syndrome.
So it's not necessarily going out and doing something different or attempting to do something new in the workplace that people have not done before. It's more about not fitting into the traditional mold of what people identify with that particular role, correct?
Exactly. But I do find people that have been historically left out of many of the not teaching opportunities, but corporate opportunities, women, minority group members, and so forth. The more education they get, if they go on and get master's degrees, PhDs, and specialty degrees, they tend to take positions that have never been held by people like that before. And so, lo and behold, they're the only person on the marketing team at a marketing firm in Chicago, as was the case with a friend of mine's son. And what I'm finding is, after writing the book 2 years ago, is that there are still many, many people, whether they're women or an openly gay person, that have not there've never been anyone like them in the position before. And so people will question and wonder. They won't say a lot about it, but they'll just have doubt, and you have to prove yourself. And so in my book, I talk about steps that you can follow and to help accelerate proving yourself and showing that you are competent. You have to be competent, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
If not twice as good.
There you go. All right, Norm, thank you so much for being with us today.
Danny, thanks for having me back.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. You can find out more about Norm and his book online at theblackquarterbacksyndrome.com.